Hello YouTube and welcome to another episode of Model Restorations. Today I'm working on this 41 Chevy Pickup. I've got basically 3 days to get this done. I've got a competition online on Facebook that is due in 3 days, and so something I totally forgot about, and now I'm against the gun to get it done. So let's take a look at what we got here. This is a model I picked up quite a while ago. Here is, it's been painted already, which I think what we're going to do is go with this. I want to give it some patina. You can tell right here I started sanding down, and it looks like it was primered, which is perfect. So what we're going to do is sand down these high spots and make it look like rust. The base has already been painted, as has the cab. And this is not the original hood. Unfortunately, the kit did not come with a hood. It also did not come with the side of the bed. So I think what I'm going to do is, here, let's put this up here. That's going to sit like that. And then what we'll do is put we're going to basically make it into a flatbed with sides like this. Now the only issue is on the inside, I'm going to have to make something to cover this hole right here on the fender. So either that or cut these fenders off completely. Maybe cut it at right here at the footwell and not have any fenders at all in the back. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it quite yet. I kind of like these fenders. The competition is for a shop truck, so we're going to kind of make it look a little beat. Not too nice, but at the same time it's going to have a nice motor. It has some nice parts on it. I actually do have this hood. I believe it's from a 30s Chevy that actually fits fairly well in here, and I think just kind of, whoops, if I push this in here like this, it does kind of fit that front end. So I think what I'm going to do is I should be able to mark this right here, go ahead and cut that out and use this as the hood. It will have an opening right here, but I think I'm okay with that because I'm going to put some chrome valve covers on the motor, that sort of thing. Probably go with 350 Chev motor. Now the other way I could do this is fill this gap, but I think the problem is going to be is this just sticks out too far. So if I'm looking at it this way, luckily this gap is almost perfectly aligned with the end of this hood right here before it hits the V. So I think that's going to be the route we're going to take. As far as wheels and tires, I haven't really decided yet. Here's some of the parts that the kit does have. It has most of it. Like here's the grill. I've already started putting panel line on it. For those, okay, so I've got the body pretty much what I want. You can see I did break through a couple of spots where I kind of went all the way down to the body, which isn't a big deal. I'll come back and kind of put a little bit of rust paint on that and then sand it down again, and it will look really good. So next what I'm going to do is I really want to get this hood started. So I'm going to kind of squish this in here, get it close. Whoops. And then what I'm going to come and do, okay, I know I want my body right there. So let's stick this hood back in. And this is one of the great things about building some of these models that have just kind of been forgotten. You can kind of come in and really do what you want and just kind of build whatever comes to your mind. A lot of times as I'm building, things will change, and I may end up with something that's completely different than what I originally started out. intended to build, just because sometimes the pieces just kind of tell you what they want, in a sense. I know it's kind of corny, but they kind of do. It just kind of, you have that look that you're going for, and if it's not right, you're going to know it, and if it is right, you're also going to know it. So it's something, don't be afraid to experiment a little bit and build it kind of out of the norm. It's one reason I save all my pieces. So I'm going to put this bed on and make sure that this is actually correct here, which it looks like it does. It is, sorry. And now, so I think I've got the hood where I want. So what I'm going to do now is just kind of scribe it with this white marker. And I'm using white just because it's really easy to see. Because this is not something, I probably will not get another chance at this. So I want to make sure that my lines are nice and crisp. And okay. So that is my cut line. Now what I'm going to do is come back and start cutting this. Now, when you start doing this, use the back end of a blade to kind of scribe it out. Or you could use a Dremel tool to get your initial cut and then come back and just kind of smooth this out, which I think is what I might do on this one. But just make sure that when you are cutting it, don't go right up to your line you made. Actually come back just slightly. That way you can sand it down and get kind of a tighter fit, because I know that I'm going to need this right about there, but I might even want it forward just slightly. I need to put that grill on and see if the grill actually sticks farther out, which I believe it does. Even if I look at the picture, I think it does. So I'm going to, again, put you on hold and start working on this hood. All right, well, I've got this cut really well. It actually fits damn near perfect. I got a lot of sanding to do, but that fits really well. So the other thing I ran across that I noticed is when this is actually down, I'm going to need to trim off some of that hood. So what I'm going to do is mark that again right there. I just want to mark. Oops, I think my pen is going dead. So there's a little bit of mark. Let me grab another one real quick. I think this time I'll use a Molotov pen. So, okay, so I know I want it right there. So I'm going to mark that. And then I'm going to come around this other side and do the same thing. Okay. Now for this next section, I'm basically going to take a guess about where exactly how much I need to drop this. I know that just by looking at it, if I can get down, I know that I'm going to need right about right there is about where I need it. I'm just kind of looking at it. Excuse me. And if I have the hood like this, I can kind of gauge. Honestly, I'm almost tempted to just cut this piece off here. I'm not sure I want to do that though, but that might work also. So you can kind of see that's the distance right there that I need to take down. So if I can get it close, after that I can start sanding it down just to drop it even better. So I think what I'll do is, let's see, I need something straight. I don't think I'm going to use Molotov. That was a mistake. Unfortunately, it is rubbing off, so I think this one's good. Yeah. So what I can do is just take a piece of paper and form a straight line here. Again, I'm going to come up to this. So that's about what I need to take off right there. So, okay, I'll be back. Okay, another update on the body. So, like I said, I took some rust paint and put it on the areas where I kind of went over, I went a little too deep on the paint. So what I'm using here is I've got this little kind of sponge. I broke off an edge because I want this to be kind of rough. And basically I'm just doing, you know, this effect right here. That's all there is to it. And I just put this, here is what I'm using right here. And you can use just about anything. This happens to be Tester's rust. You can get it just about anywhere. This is flat rust. I'm not sure you can see there or not, but just pick this up at Hobby Lobby. And then I just dip a little bit in there in the paint, take a paper towel and kind of go like this and get the main stuff off, and then just start to kind of press out. You don't have to do it hard, and just kind of press on those areas where you've come through. And that's kind of the effect you'll get, which I think is not bad. I notice I messed up here a little bit because I was, so basically what I was doing is going like this too much. When you're doing this, you want to try to remember to do more of a circular motion so that you get more of a wider space here and less of these little straight edges like I got, because I really wasn't concentrating on that very well. So, okay, well that is the body for now. We will be doing some more. Oh, and then here's the hood. It's not quite fitting yet. I still have a lot of trimming to do, but you can see I've kind of got the overall shape now where it's going to fit on there. This area here is still too high, but look at that. I think that's going to fit pretty darn well. Not perfect, but for just being from another model kit, not bad. I like it. Or I may decide, you know, I'm not quite sure yet. Once I get this done, I may decide just to run it without a hood and put a blower on it or something. But it's supposed to be a shop truck, so I don't want to go too crazy with it, you know. So anyway, I will come back here in just a little bit and show you some more. Thank you. Okay, a little update here. So I got the body pretty much done. It is Thursday night, so I've only got one more day to basically get this done. Also found out that there is no firewall in the kit, so what I'm going to do is a great way to make things like that is if you have some like 150 grit, it works perfect. Take that and then trace out the firewall or whatever you're doing, cut that out and actually glue it. You can glue it right here to whatever you're making. And someone's getting murdered in the background. That would be my wife. Do not call the police, please. So let's go ahead and do that real quick.
Oh my God, it's so cold up here. How do you ever live?
Baby, I'm recording. I'm recording. I am recording. So if you have some like 150 grit sandpaper or something to that, what you can do is trace this out. Let's go ahead and you could also use, we're just going to put a little arc in here. We'll cut that out later. You can also use really thick craft paper or something to that effect. So this kind of basic shape. And I'll go ahead and cross that right there. It doesn't have to be perfect. We can cut it out later, kind of trim it as we go. So then what I'll do is cut this out. Like I said, with the 150 grit like this, it really makes a nice thick surface for you to glue on and do whatever you need to do with it. So okay, so we have a basic shape. So let's go ahead and try that out. And you can either put it on this side or flip it over. And so if you look at the firewall here, this top portion actually is going to work really well. But we do have to trim, of course, these other ones out just a little bit. So let's get this shape here. And what I'll do is take the pin again, hold it up here, and this will give us the basic shape. And I did mark it all. So let's try this side. There we go, that's a little better. So I'll cut right along that line. Okay, that'll fit well. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, but you do want to get it kind of close. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is actually cut this straight across. So now that we have this side, what I can do is, you notice that side's actually pretty close. So what I'll do is, it's just going to take a little bit of trimming right here. Not much at all, so pretty close. And there we go, almost perfect. We need to take a little bit more out here. Okay, not bad. What I'll do now is glue that right here. Actually, first let's test fit it on our chassis. I have a feeling this is going to need to be trimmed up here. Well, no, it actually works out pretty good, so not bad. So what I'll do now is I'm going to glue this up here, and then Actually, you know what the problem? Part of the problem could be is we actually need. Looks like we need to go a little bit lower because I'm ending up with a. I don't know if you can see that. Actually, that's going to be hidden pretty well by the motor. And speaking of the motor, here is the small block 350 Chevy. I'm building for it. I've got all the wires in right now, and I'm just about to wire up the distributor. Then this is my fuel pump. That will go to the dual carburetors, and this will go nowhere because it just broke. So anyway, I'll glue that back on. This will actually go back to the tank. Actually, the tank's in the cab, so it actually doesn't have a very far run at all. So anyway, so that is where I'm at the moment. Like I said, I've got one more day. Tonight is Thursday. I believe I can work on it until 12 tomorrow, so it may be kind of a late night tomorrow. We'll find out.